here we go. As I've been off ill, I couldn't really do any videos this week. I still won't be doing that many videos this week. So what I'm going to do is this, is an update to what I've done about a year and a half ago, which is showing you what I've got in my Amazon account. The ones I've bought. I thought it would be quite cool to look through them since I've updated them quite a bit since I've made the last video, so I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to go through the films and the TV show and show what I bought. So this was where it ended, which was Captor at Eternity's Gate. So all these films were in the last video, so now I'm just going to go to the next bunch. Some of these films I've seen, some of them I haven't yet. Most of them I bought very cheap because I tend to buy stuff really cheap when the sale's on, when it's almost going for nothing. That's when I buy them. I don't buy them when they're a tenner. I buy them when they're about £2 or £3 or £4, that kind of thing. That's my technique. The first one is Phase 4. Phase 4 is Saul Bassey's only feature film. I did a video on it. It is wonderful. I'd say just go and look in my old videos, you'll find Phase 4. Phase 4 is wonderful. It's about ants who are attacking the human race for their own reasons. It's got a real wonderful style to it. It could have easily been absurd, but it's got a creepy atmosphere, so highly recommended, go watch that one. Now The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, Richard Burton. I've not watched this film yet, but I will. I'm a big fan of John le Carré and the books, and then films based on the books. I need to read more of his books, but I like this style, so obviously I'm going to watch this film. I just haven't got around to it. And I like Richard Burton as well. He tends to have an interesting persona. When he's put to the right film, it really works, so I'm looking forward to watching this one. Now we have Scream and Scream Again, a great Vincent Price, Peter Cushing movie where they're all in there for cameos. It's completely insane, out of his mind. I'm pretty sure I've covered it in one of my videos. It's definitely one to watch. I've seen this one a few times. It's definitely worth it. It's utterly crazy. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is the wonderful Richard Fleischer film based on Jules Verne novel. You've got James Mason's A Perfect Captain Nemo, and you've got Kirk Douglas going way over the top as the hero. It's great fun. Go watch it. Show it to kids. It's just one of those films that just really works, and it's quite nice because now I can have it in HD. You don't really get it in HD on streaming at the moment, which is a shame because I'd like to have had a Blu-ray of this one. Now Alec Guinness's In the Horse's Mouth. I have not watched this yet. It was recommended to me by Solitary Ronin. I've yet to get around to it, but I will get around to it. Prospect, which I've not watched, is one of those ones I got really cheap for like £1 to £2 or something, so I just got it and figured I'd see it at some point. I haven't got around to it yet. Same with Level 9 or Level 16. Another one that looked cost almost nothing. I thought that looks quite interesting. Of these women who are stuck, these young women are stuck as slaves in this Level 16. So I've heard it's pretty good. I tend to, when I see these films, I tend to check online, see if Kim Newman's done any reviews of them on his website, see if anyone else done reviews of them, and if they look interesting enough and they're cheap enough, I might give them a shot. So it just depends really. Meat's cut off, haven't watched it yet. I meant to watch it. You know, there's no excuse, I'm just being lazy. Ghost Dog the Way of the Samurai, haven't watched this one either, but I should get around to it. I'm just been very lazy the last year. Been watching too many Yakuza movies, I think. Shoplifters, not watched it yet, really mean to watch it, I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's one of my films to watch by the end of the year. It's one of those ones I've got in my head to watch very soon. I just want to try and watch before I was in the wrong mood and I still haven't got back to it yet. The Bible, John Huston's A Weird Telling of the Bible. I've heard how weird it is and how strange it is. George Scott in it. I got it really cheap because I wanted to see it, but I still haven't got around to it. Red Songhorn. I'm positive I watched this when I was a student, and I haven't seen it since then, so I'm looking forward to rewatching this one. That's why I got it. Nobody Leaves is apparently a really strange, weird, sort of creepy horror movie. Still haven't watched it yet, but I've heard some good things about it, so it's definitely one I want to get around to. Us, I really liked Us. I mean, I liked this one better than Get Out. It's Jordan Peele's second film. It didn't get as great as reviews as Get Out, but it was still a big hit, and I just liked it more. It it's more my kind of film than Get Out was. This one is more of an obvious metaphor and is broader, and I just liked the ideas more in this one. So that's what I really, really enjoyed. And The Candidate, which is all about how basically the political corruption. I've yet to watch it. I've heard it's good. I'm lazy. Quiz Show is brilliant. Quiz Show is a great film. Will Redford's best film as director. Ralph Fiennes as it stars in George Turbo. Some of the quiz show scandals of the 1950s and how important it was and how ridiculous it was at the same time, and how basically, how corrupt anything is in America at a certain point. The 12th Man is a World War II film set in Norway. I need to watch it. I'm interested in Norway in the Second World War. I actually forgot I had this one, that's why I haven't watched it. so that's, I forgot about its existence if I fell. The Little People was another one I haven't watched. Another one I got cheap because it was there and I heard it was quite good, so I'll get around to it. These are all Fright Fest ones. Fright Fest, and Amazon tend to have sales on Fright Fest every so often. They really go for almost nothing. That's when I tend to pick them up in blocks and then tough you around to them later on. So there's a bunch of Fright Fest films in my earlier video, which you can see. I'll put a link to my other video. The Wind, another one I haven't watched, but it looked quite interesting. It looks more of a psychological thriller, so I'm interested in seeing this one. Golem, it's about the Golem. I like the Golem story, so that's why I've got this. I haven't watched it yet. Six Below is Josh Hartnett. It looks, I've heard it's okay, it's not great, but I need to watch still. But I like people try to survive in the wilderness, those kind of films. I tend to have a soft spot for them, which is why I got it for almost nothing. Night Sitter, another Fright Fest film. I need to watch it, I haven't watched it yet. Giant Killer Ants, why did I buy it? Because of the title. So I haven't watched it yet though, but I will get into it. The Fueled Guide to Evil, another Fright Fest one. It's an anthology story, so there we go. Feedbacks, Eddie Marsden film. He's a DJ who's a bit obnoxious. We need to watch it. Apparently shot in Spain, so I need to get around to this one. It's one of the creators of Wreck, apparently. Rush Creek, which is a survival horror film, which I've heard is good, but I still haven't watched. Boar, yeah, a bunch of these ones I bought in the year I have not got around to yet. I get into phases of horror movies where I watch a lot of them and nothing. So I haven't got to these yet. Boar, I heard it's good, but I need to get to it. Pimped, another Fright Fest one I have to watch. Terror on Hallows Eve, another Fright Fest one. Featuring music by John Carpenter. That's probably why I bought it, and I still haven't watched it. Life Changer, another Fright Fest. Arachnophobia, a wonderful spider movie. Frank Marshall directed it. He was Spielberg's producer, and he's done a few films as director, but this one's his best one. This is his really good one. His really fun, campy one's Congo. There's other ones he did were more serious that like Alive, but I'm not so keen on. This one's his best one for me. This is a really enjoyable film. Jeff Daniels stars in it. It's a nice little horror movie. It's not particularly scary unless you hate spiders, but it does have a good atmosphere. So it's highly recommended. It's a good movie for the family. I saw it in the cinema. It really worked in cinema. Dracula, the Frank Langella one, written by John Badham. This is a good little film. A lot better than I remember it being. This version of it actually is the one where it's desaturated, which apparently a lot of people don't like, but I actually liked it a lot more because I thought it had a better atmosphere. And I think it worked a lot better as a film, the desaturated version, but a lot of people hate it. They're wrong, so they should just admit they're wrong. Psycho 3 I have not watched yet. I got it to watch, I've still been lazy, I haven't watched it yet. I'll get around. It's one of those things where film series, when I'm in the mood to watch them, I'll watch them and I'll just watch them all the way through. I haven't got to this one yet. Paper House, I have not watched, but I will because Bernard Rose directed it and it's his first film. So I'll get around to it because I like a lot of Bernard Rose films, so I'll get watched probably pretty soon. I just need to get to it. Star of Echoes, it's a really cool little film. Maybe at the same time as Sixth Sense, and I got bad reviews compared to Sixth Sense. But I like it more than Sixth Sense actually. Kevin Bacon is a guy who's hypnotised and sometimes to see dead people and there's a crime involved. It's a nice little film. Very underrated. Pumpkinhead, not watched. It's a cheesy 80s horror film directed by Stan Winston, the effects guru. Lance Henriksen stars in it. I need to get around to it. I bought it to watch it, haven't got around to it. City of Lost Children, the one Junie film I actually like. I mean, it's early stuff, this one, and Delicatessen's okay. But this one's one I really like from Junie. The rest of his films after this one went to hell. I don't know what happened to him. He was co-directed these first two films, and as soon as he went by himself, it was obvious who the talent was. Knives Gate's a Polanski film with Johnny Depp. It's a fun little film. It's not great, but it's enjoyable. I have seen it a few times, and I'll probably see it a few more times. I do enjoy watching it, even though it's a bit flawed. Johnny Depp's a bit miscast because he's too much of a straight man. He's playing a straight man, and he's a bit uncomfortable in that part. Hellboy, it's a reboot of the Del Toro film. It's not as good as the Del Toro film, but it is enjoyable in its own kind of crappy way. You know, it's a guilty pleasure one. The Keep, Michael Mann's crazy, insane World War II monster movie. Expect What the Hell Is This video coming soon from this one. Let's Get Just Like Death, wonderful film. Very creepy. It's hard to talk about this one though because it's got a creepy atmosphere, it's very strange. I would highly recommend watching it though because it is very good, but try not knowing about it. Just go into it knowing you're going to watch a very 70s film. Okay, The Arctic, Mads Mikkelsen film. I have not watched it yet, but I've waited to go around to watching it. It looks quite interesting again. Outback area, try to survive, right? You're dragged across concrete. I've done a video on this one, Mel Gibson, Vince Vaughn. It's a crime movie. Craig Zoller directed it. It's very good. The Centre I haven't got around to yet, but it was all about Ted Kennedy and the Chappaquiddick controversy. It's had so many titles, this film. This film has so many change of titles that it's insane. So obviously they're hiding something with this film. I bought it for like £2, so I can't feel that bad. Belgian Rendezvous. It's a wonderful little animated film. Just great. I need to rewatch and do a video on this one because it's one of my favourite animated films, but I've not watched it for a while. And in Apocalypse, I've already covered this one on my channel. It's really enjoyable. Very good natured zombie film. I'll probably watch this one again at Christmas. Her Smell, we've not watched yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing this one because it looks quite interesting. All about a rock star and her craziness. The Nun, I need to watch this one. You know, pure art house film. I know SGS will be appalled at me for not having seen this film yet, even though I own it. Even though it's in HD, I still haven't watched it. It's a Revette film, but what can I do? I'm lazy. Lady Killer's already covered this on my channel. It's Coen Brothers' most hated film by the fans. I really enjoyed it and I would recommend it to anyone. Go watch my video on it. Crime Wave, Sam Raimi's hated film, hated by Raimi himself. They didn't get to do what they wanted in this film and all hell broke loose and it was, but it is a very underrated film and it is very likeable even though it's a very flawed film. Avengement, Scott Adkins movie, very enjoyable. You know, he's out for revenge against people who did him in. You know, very much like Point Blank in that plot level, but it's much more of a beat the hell out of people kind of film, so that's the way it goes. So that's just it's very enjoyable. I mean, it is a lot of Cockney accents, very Guy Ritchie Cockney accents, but what better action a Guy Ritchie film will have. The Furies, I've yet to watch this one. It's a survival film, just I'm lazy. And Fabric, I should have watched this one as well. I need to watch this one. I bought it, thinking I'd watch it straight away and I haven't watched it, so yep. I think it's a very art house film, get a lot of good reviews, so I've no excuse, I've just been lazy. Same thing here, this one get bad reviews but I've heard it's really good, so I really need to watch this one. I'm looking forward to this one, but I've been lazy. Deep Rising, it's a wonderfully cheesy one. Rodin's similar to this one. It is very enjoyable, if really stupid. The Dead Don't Die, I've done a review of this one. I enjoyed it, a lot of people don't. It's worth saying though. Art Self-Defense, another one I've done a review on. It's a good enjoyable film. You should have a good time with this one. Happy Death Day to You is a sequel to Happy Death Day. It's a good fun film. Really smart aleck, enjoyable, silly. Go see. You're going to have a good fun time with this one. I've not watched this one, I've heard it's really good. But it's a passage, I need to get to see it. I've been lazy in this one. I got it for like £2. That's why I wanted to see it. So I just bought it because it was so cheap. It's not very good, but I kind of enjoyed it, even though it was not good. I have no defence on that one. I've not watched this one yet, but I need to watch it. It's a very good one, you never really hear. It's terrific, it's a much better film than The Joker. But it's... Lynn Ramsey directed it. It's excellent. Not watched The Sisters Brothers yet. I need to get around to it. It's one of those films I watched and never... I should have watched it, I just haven't got around to watching it. Good Boys is a lot of fun, very enjoyable, very good natured. Nothing to say but go enjoy it. Seth Rogen produced it and he was behind a lot of it, so it's really enjoyable. Goosebumps 2 is a fun sequel, not as good as the first one, but enjoyable. It's a fun film. Super Troopers 2, another one, it's not as good as the first one, but still very enjoyable. I like Broken Lizard a lot, so I'm a sucker for this. Some people liked it, some people didn't, but I really had a good time with it, and I've seen it more than once. Aniara, sci-fi movie I've not watched yet, I will get around to though. It's one of the ones it's on my watch list. High Life seems a very similar film to Aniara. I have watched this one, I've done a video on this one, it's a very good film, very enjoyable, very good acting, very good atmosphere. I really liked this one. The one I really liked, First Love, Takeshi Miike's film. It's great, another one I've done a video on, you should go see it, it's just wonderful. The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil I've not watched yet, I've heard it's very good. I have just been lazy, I've no excuse beyond laziness. The Dead Center, haven't watched yet, heard it's good, but I need to get around to it. Salem's Lot, this is a long version of Toby Hooper's version of Salem's Lot with David Soul, James Mason. It's a fun mini-series, very enjoyable. I got it cheap here, so I got the streaming version. Dick Tracy, fun, silly comic book film. Not as good as Batman or The Shadow or Phantom, who were all done in that era, but it's still enjoyable. It's just the plot's not good. I mean, Al Pacino's great fun as a villain, but there's lots of problems with it. But it's still enjoyable. Starship Troopers 2, Human Federation. It's the sequel to Starship Troopers. I enjoyed it, even though a lot of people don't like it. It's fine, it's a bit of pulp. That's all it is, it's a bit of pulp nonsense. Phil Tippett, who was the stop motion guy for the Robocop and films, and did all the CG for like Jurassic Park and Starship Troopers 1, directed this one before he retired. It's good fun. No more, no less. After Hours Scorsese's film, I haven't seen it for a while, but it's a good, enjoyable, early-ish Scorsese film. Much better than some of his later stuff. Strange Magic, I've not watched it, I've heard it's a disaster, but George Lucas produced it. I bought it for the train crash of the film, so we'll see. Swallow, I've not watched it yet. Dion Wynn suggested it in one of his reviews, so I have bought it, so if it's not good, I'm blaming him, but hopefully it will be good. Hayley Bennett stars, she's quite a good actress actually, she's done quite a lot of stuff in supporting parts, and I always think when you've ever seen a film, she tends to be good. VFW, good fun, I've covered this one, one of the Vibes Quickies. It's an enjoyable film with a bunch of old guys fighting the younger guys, trying to survive the night in a very kind of John Carpenter inspired film. Come to Daddy, I've not watched yet. Elijah Wood, I've heard it's very good, but I've not got around to it yet. So Long My Son, I've not watched yet, but for someone I'll get around to. It's just, there's so many films to watch, sometimes you forget you've got certain films and it's like, oh yeah, I've got that one, and that's one of those films. Crawl, I've yet to watch, I've heard it's very good. Alexandra Aja directed it, Sabrina produced it. I just need to, it's a 1990B movie, I just need the right mood for it. And Faithfully Yours, Preston Sturges film, I've heard it's very good. There was a massive bomb in release because the humour was a bit dark. Crossroads, Walter Hill film, starring Ralph Macchio, whatever. I heard it's not very good, but I like Walter Hill in this period, so I'm going to give it a shot. Sneakers, enjoyable film starring Robert Redford, Dan Aykroyd, River Phoenix, Sidney Poitier, David Strathairn, Mary McDonald. a very good cast. It's an enjoyable film. Not very deep, but very enjoyable. I've seen this one quite a few times. It's one of those films you watch every 5 years and have a good time with and then forget 5 years and then watch it again. Depraved. Okay, I think Larry Festen directed this one. That's why I bought it. I forgot I owned it. so that's the explanation. I forgot I bought this one. So I need to watch this one, like Larry Festen. Black Dynamite, no explanations needed. It's great. It's really funny. I've seen it multiple times. After Spring, and this one I saw the sale. It's come to me the least from Syria. Looks interesting. I need to watch it because I like these kind of films, but I have not read it yet. Basic, John McTiernan's film with Samuel Jackson, Trent Travolta. It's probably McTiernan's worst film, but because McTiernan directed it, I still bought it in cheap because I like McTiernan. He's even his worst films still have moments. Resurrected Streetwalker. This is something I read about in Kim Newman's video dungeon book. So I haven't watched it yet, but I'm looking forward to trying it out. Pontypool is another one from that book. I've heard it's very good. I need to get into watching it. Dogville, Lars von Trier's film. I can't remember buying this one at all, but obviously I had to buy it, so I guess it must have been cheap. Abominable Snowman. This is a Val Guest film from Hammer. I've yet to watch it, but Val Guest with Hammer tends to be a good match. Dead and Buried. It's an early 80s film. I've yet to watch it. Dark Red, another Fright Fest one that must have had a good write-up because obviously I bought it. I can't remember why I bought it, but must have been something there. Rules of Attraction, Roger Avery film, really enjoyable. I've not seen it for years, but obviously I bought it because I wanted to rewatch in HD, because most of these films were in HD. Wanderers, this is a Philip Kaufman early film. I've not watched it yet. I like Philip Kaufman. He's hit and miss, but when his movies hit, they really hit for me. And he misses sometimes, but there you go. Okay, now Camp 14, documentary about North Korean prison camp. I have not watched this yet. I'll have to watch it. I'll go back. I'll watch a video when I get to see it, but I've yet to do it yet. So there we go. Rogue, killer crocodile film. I've not watched it yet. I'm looking forward to watching it. It's one of those films I'll watch one Saturday night when I'm in the right mood. Who knows? Maybe a double bill with Crawl. Beaver, the Mel Gibson, Jodie Foster movie. A guy who goes mad. That's what it is. Mad with Beaver. I've not watched it. I've heard it's very strange, which is why I bought it, because I heard they were shooting this when Mel Gibson in one of his meltdowns. So I bought it out of the train crash curiosity factor more than anything. J.T. Leroy, Kirsten Stewart, Laura Dern, all about the infamous hoax of a person who said they're an author, really a front for someone else. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. Heard it's so-so, but the subject's interesting. Tater City is a throwback film that's trying to be an 80s exploitation movie. We'll see what it's like. It'll probably be garbage. Black Butterfly is about it because Carice Van Houten is in it. That's it. She's a good actress. That's why I bought it. Big Easy. It's a nice little film. Dennis Quaid, Ellen Barkin. Well, it's both kind of at their peak, and it's a really enjoyable film. And it's very entertaining, very moving, even though you don't expect it to be moving at all. But it's a very enjoyable film. Now we have Count of Monte Cristo. Guy Pearce as the villain, Jim Caviezel as the hero. Kevin Mills directed it. I really enjoy this film. I've seen it quite a few times. You get a young Henry Cavill in it as well. It's really enjoyable. It's a really good adaptation of the book, and I saw it in the cinema. I really had a lot of fun with this one, and I rewatch it every so often because it is very enjoyable. Widows I have not watched yet, but I want to watch it in the cheap, so I'll get around to that one. Dreamscape, another Dennis Quaid movie. It's a really good one. To me, this is a much better film than Nightmare on Elm Street. 13th Warrior. Yeah, Dreamscape takes place in dreams. Max von Sydow's in it as well. It's really good. 13th Warrior, I've done a video on. Another John McTiernan film. It's great, very underrated. I'd highly recommend giving this one a shot. Oops, went the wrong way there. Hidden Life, I've yet to watch it. It's a Terrence Malick film. It's probably one of the films I'm going to watch the next few weeks. I've been eyeing it up for a while, but I'm waiting for the winter to watch it in darkness. Beach Bum I did a review on recently. It's a lot of fun, very enjoyable. We Summon the Darkness, another really enjoyable film. It's got some nice twists and turns in it. I think it was my coronavirus quickies, so go watch it. We've Always Lived in the Castle, based on a Shirley Jackson novel. I like Shirley Jackson's writing. I've yet to watch the film. Probably because I've got the book. I want to read the book first. Honestly, that's why I haven't watched the film. Unbreakable. It's a good Shyamalan film. Best ones. It was the first in a trilogy. I really enjoy this film. I must say, Last Year Man Bad I've to watch, but I'm looking forward to watching it. Panic Room, another David Fincher film. It's one of those more lightweight films, but it is very, very enjoyable. There's a lot of good things in it. There's not much more I can say, but it's very good. Okay, Savage, I've not watched. It's an Asian film. It looked interesting at the time. Most of the films that come over here from Asia tend to be the good ones, so I'll give it a shot at some point. Counterfeiter, I've heard this one's really good. Chow Yun-fat's in it. It's got a good reputation. I look forward to giving it a shot. Killing the Secret Deer, I've recommended this one by Saoirse Ronan. I've yet to watch it, and because I'm lazy. I've also got The Lobster to watch. I'm very lazy. Samurai Marathon, did a review of this one. Another Bernard Rose film. It's very enjoyable. It kind of came and went, and which is a shame because it is a really good film. The Kurbo, which is another Clouseau film. I have yet to watch it. I'm lazy, what can I say? Parasite, another one I need to watch before the end of the year. Yes, I'm really lazy. Plus because I won the Oscar that made me not watch it. I'm that petty when it comes to Oscar winners. If someone I want to see wins an Oscar, I probably won't watch it. But I need to watch this one. It's meant to be extremely good, so I will get around to it. We've got a John Cocteau film with Testament d'Orphée and another Cocteau and Le Sang du Poète. These are two films that I've been wanting for a while. It's too expensive to buy them in Blu-ray just now, so I got them on the cheap on streaming. Sometimes that's where you gotta go if you lack the resources. The True, Jack Becker final film. Apparently it's very good, trying to escape in a prison. Time of the Gypsies. One film I heard is brilliant. I have yet to watch it. I am lazy. Another McTiernan film, Medicine Man. Not one of his best films. It's kind of the film he made after his big run. This was his first stumble. But it still has some nice scenery, and it's quite enjoyable anyway, despite the fact that it's not that good a script. But the kind of professionalism of people making it kind of get it over the hump. But it's still not great, but I kind of have a soft spot for it. Okay, The Prisoner. About a sick guy photographing women. I've yet to watch the film, so there we go. Here we go, another one, Le Crème de Monsieur Lang. These are ones I bought because they looked interesting. I've yet to really want to get into them at all yet, so these were kind of more recent. American Gigolo, Paul Schrader's film. It's very good. I've got this in HD here, so that's why I got it, to upgrade to HD. Catch-22, another one that's hard to find in Blu-ray. Both these two, Gigolo and Catch-22, I basically have them in DVD, but I wanted an upgrade. So the only way to do that was to buy them in streaming. So that's why I bought them. I'd rather have them in disc. Betty Page, I've yet to watch. I've heard it's a good film, but I've yet to watch the film. Spring, I heard of this one on Touch of Films podcasts, Friday night podcast thing, so I bought it then on streaming. I've yet to watch it, but I'm looking forward to watching it. Same with February, it's another one I need to watch. I think Dimitri Krause was the one that recommended those two, so if I don't like them, it's his fault. Right, Maplethorpe, Matt Smith is a photographer. Haven't watched it yet. I was going for 99p, so I gave it a shot. Call of Heroes I've heard is really good. I've yet to watch it. I read up in this one, and then I did not watch it because I'm lazy. Tale of Panama, John Berman film. It's a very good one, very enjoyable. Another one I upgraded from DVD to Blu-ray. There's no way to do it because there was no Blu-ray, so I had to do the HD buy from here. I'd rather have it in Blu-ray. Black Coal Thin Ice. I've done a review on this one. It's excellent. Highly recommended. See it as soon as possible. One of the best films I've got in this collection here. Anatomy of Murder. It's another great film. Premier film. Starring James Stewart. Highly recommended. Go watch it. It's just great. Great acting. Great story. Everything works really well. Maggie, the McKendrick film. It's a beautiful film. It's about these guys on a boat in Scotland, and it's just a look at that clashing cultures. It's a film that would be very influential on Belfast life. Lady Killers, another McKendrick film, another great film. So I've got both Lady Killers, just so you know, on streaming. Ashes of Purest White, I have yet to watch this one. I've heard it's great. I have yet to watch it because I'm lazy. So, right. Dolls, Katano one, I've recommended by Ronan. I've yet to watch it. I'm lazy. Blue Spring, recommended by Touch of Film. I'm lazy. I need to watch it. Snake of June, I have seen this one. It's very good. I need to rewatch it though. I've got it in DVD, so I've got this just for an upgrade. You know, for HD. Like, that's the reason why I bought it. Bullet Ballet. It's another Tsukamoto film. Again, I have it in DVD, but I bought the HD here to watch it in HD because the Blu-rays had run out of stock then. FM, I've heard is good. I have not watched it yet. So, a 70s film with radio. I'm into radio, so that's where we go. Porno, I've done a review in the Coronavirus Quickies. It's a fun little film. Highly recommended. Go watch it. It's very enjoyable. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. I've not watched it yet. I've high recommendations for everybody to watch it, so I'm looking forward to that one. White Fire, a notoriously bad film, which I was not going to spend 20 quid on when I could buy it for £3 on streaming. Fuku-chan, it looked interesting and I was going for 3 quid, so I got it cheap. Again, I was not going to buy it in Blu-ray. The Shed I got for about 2 quid, I think, and it was a vampire in a shed. I heard it's quite interesting. I checked the community reviews, I think, of this one, and said there was some interesting stuff there. Sea Fever looked quite good, so I gave it a shot. I've not watched it yet, but a decent cast, and I've heard it's got some good atmosphere. Black Moon Rising, based on an old John Carpenter film, Tommy Lee Jones, Linda Hamilton. I've seen it, but not for a while, and it's just a B movie, so I thought it'd be fun to get. Volcano, one of my favourite cheese fests from the 90s. Tommy Lee Jones and Hesh. It's stupid as hell. It's really stupid. But really enjoyable at the same time, even though you can't believe some of the twists they try and put in it. It's probably causing some of the twists they try and put in it that make me want to watch it. Okay, now with the first HD one, the first 4K UHD. Bad Boys 2. Not a film I want to actually spend a fortune on, so I got it really cheap when it was... Because the 4Ks go on sale quite a lot. If you actually watch the 4K stuff, you'll probably find I pay just as much for the 4K I do for the normal HD, because I'm so cheap. Defcon 4 is an Arrow one that was going on sale one time. I always watch the sales on Amazon if you keep on looking out for them. Top Knot Detective, I've done a video on this one, it's a lot of fun. Nakatami, from director of House, I've yet to watch it. I've heard it's brilliant. I'm just been a bit lazy. Plus it's a very long film, so that's what put me off. Black Rainbow's terrific film. Highly recommended. Mike Hodges, who did Flash Gordon Get Carter. This is one of his late 80s films. Go watch it. Butt Boy, this came from Graham and Man v Film. Recommendation. So I've yet to watch it, but if it's a problem, it's his fault. E.T. in UHD. I want E.T. in 4K, but I don't want to spend a fortune on it. I like the film, but I don't love it. Oblivion's the same way. I liked the film. It's a bit cheesy of a cheese fest. I still quite liked it, but I wouldn't pay that much money for it. So I got the streaming. Bad Boys, the same thing. Bad Boys 2 are fun films, but they're really, really, really stupid. Taxi Driver, it's not out here in 4K yet, so to me this is a temporary thing. So if somebody buys stuff like this, it's temporary. You know. Not much we can do about it. It's a temp thing. Lawrence of Arabia is the same thing. It's only available in like 1080p at the moment, but here you can get it in 4K. So I got it in 4K on streaming. It's a film I like but don't love. So there you go. Talladega Nights, I really enjoy this one. You don't need it in 4K, to be honest. You don't see the difference, but I've got it anyway. Tommy Blonde, you probably know if you watched my first video, I've got that in the normal Blu-ray to start with, but I got updated to 4K because it's got a good colour palette, and I thought it would be nice to have it. It was going on sale. Serial Killer's Guide to Life, get to watch it. I got it fairly recently. All of these films I've got really recently. Harpoon, same thing, got it recently, haven't watched it yet. Life, a good fun alien rip-off. It's much better than the Ridley Scott Alien prequels. You know, it knows what it is. It's a B movie. There's a lot of actors putting their all into making like flimsy characters look lifelike. Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds, Rebecca Ferguson. It's a fun film. I've watched this one twice and I'd happily rewatch it again because it's just an enjoyable bit of nonsense. Godzilla, I've got the rest of them in Blu-ray or 4K, so I got this one in 4K. It's just streaming for like a few quid because I'm not going to pay any more than that for this bloody awful film. There's one or two enjoyable sequences in it, which is why I bought it, really, for collections, but mostly it's terrible. Field of Dreams, a very good film, no matter what SGS says. Rogue One is my favourite of the new Star Wars films that came out after Lucas sold to Disney. This is the best one by a mile. Really enjoyable, very dark ending, which was nice for a Star Wars film. The 4K looks good here. Elephant Man 4K. It's a very good film. It's not one of my favourite Lynch films, but it is very enjoyable. Scared Stuff, haven't watched it. Got it cheap, I don't know much about it. ICU, it looked interesting. I think it was very cheap, I thought I'd give it a shot. Fast and Furious and Fast and Furious 5, that's number 4 and 5. I like the Fast and Furious movies, they're really dumb. They're good Saturday night entertainments. I got them just to have some more in 4K because they're both films with some nice car chases. No defence given. Ghost Point Blank. It's a really fun film, really enjoyable. I've seen it countless times, so that's all I need to say about that one. Long Day Journey Night, I've not watched yet. It's definitely one of my to watch by the end of the year films. Our Little Sister, apparently this one's really good. Who's Touch of Film recommended this one, so and he tends to recommend good films, so I'm going to give a shot at this one. This is a press-on film that's just come out on Blu-ray as well, but it's not one of my favourites, so I just got the streaming thing for now till it's cheaper on Blu-ray. Vigo, 3 films. Vigo is hard to get hold of in Blu-ray or anywhere, so I'd rather have a Blu-ray of this, but this is better than nothing. So you get most of his film, most of the shorter films all here. Then you get Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, Before Midnight. Before Sunrise and Before Midnight are both in HD. Before Sunset is just in standard D. Don't know why the difference, but it is. Nice Guys, great film, really enjoyable. Good to have. Jumanji Next Level in 4K, really enjoyable film. I thought it was on par with the Welcome to the Jungle. Both films are silly, flawed entertainments. Both of them have their problems, and both of them also have some really good character laugh scenes. So I have a lot of fun with these films. The cast's a game, they're good casts, so it's enjoyable. Bloodshot, Vin Diesel, it's a really silly film. I have no defence, this one. But I got it really cheap, and it does look gorgeous, and it is really stupid. And enjoyably really stupid. And Guy Pearce turns up as a villain and he's hamming up immensely. Disappearance in Clifton Hill, I've yet to watch it. I've heard it's quite interesting, so I'm giving it a shot because I heard nice things. Bad Boys for Life, new Bad Boys film. Again, it was going cheap. It's not as good as the first two for me, but it's still enjoyable trash. You know, I like enjoyable trash for Saturday, Friday nights. No End, Blind Chance and Camera Buff. All 3 of them I've got because the box set from Arrow are so expensive that I can't afford it at the moment, so I want to see the films again, so I just bought them in HD here just to have copies. But I'm going to buy the box set at some point when it's a bit cheaper. Doctor Sleep Director's Cut. I thought I was going to get this when I bought Doctor Sleep on 4K. I thought you were going to get that in the 4K package. You didn't, so I had to buy it separate. because I want to see the extended cut, which I haven't watched yet, but I will. Death Becomes Her. It's a very enjoyable, flawed film. It's fun to watch. You know, there's nothing else to say. It's enjoyable. I've seen it countless times. Very poorly judged opera. I've never watched it. I heard it was interesting, so I got it again on sale. Ninja Snaps 2 and 3. I've watched the first one. Did a video on the first one recently. I got at least to see the sequel, so we'll see how they turn out. Pandorum was going for almost nothing. I've always seen bits of this on TV, so I kind of want to see the full film. Body Double in 4K. I like De Palma a lot, so I just gave it a shot in 4K. It does not look amazing in 4K, but what the hell, we'll give it a shot anyway. 4K. Vigo film. You know, that's, we get the full lot now, so that's another wonderful film. Jodorowsky's Dune. Really good documentary, so I'm looking forward to rewatching that. The Great Wall. Zhang Yimou, this film, probably his worst film. It goes on and gets way over the top towards the end, but it is enjoyable trash. But it's trash made by a director who could do better. Robin Hood, the Ridley Scott one. I enjoy this one actually, even though it's not a patch on Robert and Marion, but I still quite enjoy it, even though it is very flawed. And finally, Van Helsing in 4K, these three in 4K. I have no defence about Van Helsing. It was cheap. It was going cheap. I like monster movies. I thought it'd be a laugh to watch all these effects that look terrible, even in Blu-ray, look even worse in 4K. I just thought it'd be fun to watch it. You know, I like silly movies, so there we go. That's my defence, my tentative defence. Now I'm going to go to... Right, this is where I left off from my TV, the Chappelle Show. So I've got the Chappelle shows. So I've got the 3 leftover seasons I've yet to watch. I've been lazy. TV shows take a while, you have to really put your effort in. So these were going really cheap, so I just got them because I heard they were good. So I'll just get around to them. It's just one of those TV shows, you know, once you start them, you get into them, it just takes a while. I think I'd seen the first episode a while ago, and which made me buy them when they weren't cheap, but I need to watch some the season by season thing. Little Drummer Girl, yeah, apparently it's very good. I've yet to watch it. You know, no defence, I've just been lazy. Earth from Space, I love all this stuff. I'll be watching this one during the winter time because I like these type of documentaries during the winter. The Planets, same thing. Bangkok's, I tend to power through these every so often, Bangkok's things. So, or Professor Bangkok's, to give him his full title. Legend Tomorrow, season 4. I like Legend Tomorrow. They're my favourite TV show from the DC because they don't take themselves very seriously. They're silly, they're ridiculous. That's what makes it fun. The Celts, I've yet to watch it, but I'll get around to it. Neil Oliver stuff I tend to enjoy, even though he tends to pose the camera quite a lot into the almost absurd levels, which means he's easily parodiable if you want to do that. Hitchhiker's Guide Special Edition, we yet to watch it. I always feel I should like these more than I do, but I just want to give it a proper shot. I've yet to watch this one. I like Alan Partridge, I've just not been in the right mood for it. Alan Partridge I tend to be in the right mood for certain times. When I'm in the right mood I really enjoy them, but I'm not in the right mood I won't, so... Because this type of humour is, I need to be in the right mood for it. Blade, animated series, I've watched some of these so far, they're good fun. They're very schlocky. Which is Blade, what do you expect? More about Alan Partridge, I need to watch. I've seen them a while ago actually, but I've had to rewatch them. Twilight Zone season 1, there's like 30 episodes in this. I've not started these yet. I got these very recently, so Watchmen the same. I've done a video on this one though, so I've watched it. It is very good. Legends 5, I've watched this as well. It's another very good season. It's really enjoyable. And finally, Rise of the Clan, which I've watched as well. It's another good series I'd highly recommend. So that's my update. That's what I've been doing since last time. That's what I've bought on Amazon since last time. As you see, I tend to buy stuff on Amazon because I figure Amazon is more reliable than everywhere else, because Amazon's been around for years probably. So I don't I'm not so worried about my entire library disappearing. You might lose a title or two every so often for rights issues, but you're not going to lose everything. So I just keep to Amazon because I think they're more reliable than everywhere else. Well, that's my logic. But I'm still trying to keep into physical media a lot because I think physical media is still the safest thing. I hope you enjoyed this. This will make up for the fact that the videos this week is going to be a bit sporadic because I'm still not feeling great. I hope this was a good compensation thing for now. Okay, I'll see you later. Right, bye for now.